Okay, so I remember I was just minding my business, scrolling on TikTok, because yeah, all that. So I seen something. Hmm. Yep. So pretty much, this is like pretty much like what unbelievers think. They're just like, oh well, God killed all these people in the Bible. He told people to go kill each other. Da, 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 da. So pretty much what these people were talking about, since they know the Bible so much, right? They're talking about whenever God sends his people to go and like in the army to like go kill all the women and the children and the animals and all that in this place, and then the people loot or whatever they do. Um, so the reason why God was sending these people to go do all these things is because these people were wicked. And you want to know what they were doing? They were sacrificing children. That's what they were doing in these other countries. They were doing incest, bestiality, homosexuality. They were doing orgies. They were sacrificing children and doing horrible things. Okay? That's the reason why most of the diseases that exist today, that's where that stuff come from. From people of these certain countries doing these nasty things, and then yeah, just get passed throughout the generations and stuff. So they were sacrificing kids, there was cannibalism, there was incest, there was orgies happening, there was homosexuality, there's just a whole lot of perversion and evil things that were going on, bestiality. That's what these people were doing in these other places. And that's why all these weird things are going on. That's why God didn't want his people to be associated with them and to serve their gods and to do the practices that they were doing. And that's where most of the diseases like STDs and all that stuff, that's where that stuff come from, because of people who were doing that stuff. And that's why these people were literally destroyed, because just think about it, pedophilia, all kinds of things that these people were doing. And that's why he sent them to go destroy the whole, like the women, the children, the men, the animals, all of that, because that's how wicked those places were. And there was witchcraft happening, there was just a lot of evil things that were going on. And they were worshiping demons, and that's why it got destroyed in those countries. So all those people were talking about like, oh Jesus, oh God is this because he was doing all that, da da da. That's why. And then you're wondering why he sent the flood, because all that stuff was going on, plus hybrid creatures that were super powerful were eating humans. Okay, they were eating humans, they were eating each other, and it was just a whole lot of wicked stuff going on the earth. And that's why he sent the flood, to destroy that, because there was literally no good people, hateful, angry, murderers, stealing, destruction, rape, all kinds of evil things were happening in these countries, in these different kinds of places. Anything, the worst things that you can possibly think of, that's what was going on. And that's why it was so bad, to the point where he had to wipe all of them out. And that's the reason why, and whenever you read Leviticus, that's why it says, do not intermarry with these people, do not worship their gods, do not follow after the ways of the nations that were in here before you. So anytime you start thinking, wondering, why would God, who's a loving God, allow stuff like that to happen? That's why. That's why. Just like what we heard about in January with all that stuff with those people eating children and all that, that was probably going on too. Think about it, okay? All that stuff was going on. So that's why it got so bad, to the point where they just had to get wiped out. That was the only way. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that's just a little history lesson. But yeah, it's just crazy.